This is Inspired to our Expire podcast. This is episode 2. I'm Frank.
My name is Frank too.
And we got a guest here, Meiirzani Clothing. And you just want to introduce yourself real quick, brother?
Yeah, what's up, y'all? My real name is Justin. Some people might know me as Chubb Shy Young. What up?
So we got the brother here. He's making clothing. He's been doing it for a little while now, starting to get a little bit of steam up under him. And we thought, this is something I know that fashion is big in our culture. Right. So it's something that everybody like to dress nice. Everybody like to dress nice, look good. So this is I thought it was ideal for our target audience and for our people to start the podcast with somebody that does fashion. You tell me how you got into it, first of all?
Well, I mean, ever since I was young, I like nice clothes, and unfortunately at one point in time I couldn't afford it. So just that alone inspired me to want to create nice clothing or whatever. But the way how we came about with Meiirzani is a conjunction of my kids' nicknames. My son Jameer, my daughter Zani. We started about 9 months ago, 10 months ago. It's about to be a year. But yeah, man, we just it's a me and a friend of mine's actually. The first name was gonna be Azani and Mir, but it sounded a little too familiar with somebody that's doing their thing right now. Well, I would like to be. I'm not even gonna lie, but we changed the name around a few times, and a good friend of mine's, he came up with Meiirzani, and we just stuck with that ever since. And we're still learning, you know. There's obstacles we have to overcome, but we're here though, and we're ready to make that mark.
You said you started 9 months ago. What was the hardest thing to start? You know what I mean? Right in the beginning. You know what I mean? One day you didn't have anything. You didn't have any equipment.
Just
and
having
the next
people
day you started.
Believe in the brand. Just believe in me. You know. There's a few people that just show genuine support. Just you know. Damn, I stumbled. My bad. But you know, people showing just. That the hardest part for me was just having people believe in the brand. Yeah. That was one of the hardest things for me.
And I like how the name is personal to you. You know what I mean? It's your kids. I think that's dope.
Yeah, I mean, I know a few people that had this idea, and I don't want to put nobody out there, but somebody I know personally, and he came up with, you know, making up a brand, but the name that he had was a fictitious name. Like that person it's a make-believe name. Yeah, the name is cool, but like, who is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is something I really believe in. Like, it's my kid's name, so
yeah. Absolutely. And for me, I know when I personalize, whenever I like to do something, I like to put some personal attachment to it. Right. So it makes it that much harder for me to give up on it. You know what I mean? I'd be like, if I put some personal attachment to it, if I put my name on it and stamp my name on it, I feel like, all right, I can't give up. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, there's no plan B. I have to
and at
make
the
it work.
Day, I'm doing this for them. I'm trying to create opportunity for my kids to become young entrepreneurs, young bosses. I was in a situation, I was making $19.55 an hour, sometimes $20.55. I was not happy with the environment. You know, I don't want my kids to grow up and end up in a situation like that, you know. And that's another thing, like sacrificing that pay rate just to focus on the brand. Like, I really stopped working there just so I could focus on this. I believe in it that much that I'm ready to sacrifice everything, man. Even a $19.55 an hour job.
Yeah. Who you sell your first t-shirts to?
Actually, my first t-shirt I sold was to this man right here,
I
Frank.
know I was early, but I didn't know I was the Frank.
No, let me stop to say,
nice.
I want to thank Frank, you know what I'm saying, for giving me an opportunity to promote my brand on his platform. this guy just showed me so much love from the beginning. Like I said, I promoted the Biggie shirts, and he's like, yo, I want one to bring through the shop. And ever since then, the support the love just been genuine. And I want to thank you.
Thank you, brother.
I want to thank you.
That is nice.
I appreciate. I didn't know that. I know that I had got one of your first shirts, but I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm the type of dude, I love to see everybody win, and I feel like we make more noise together than we do if you're over here, I'm over there. You know what I'm saying? Right. And it doesn't mean. I think a lot of people get it so messed up and misconstrued that it's not all right to shine some light on somebody. You know what I mean? There's the sun. The sun covered the whole world. You know, sun covered the whole world. Just because I shine some light on you doesn't mean it has to dim mine.
Right.
You know. And I think it's a good thing if we all did that just a little bit. You know, we'd all be in a better space.
This is one movie I watched growing up. The concept of the movie of pay it forward. Like if we do three things for 3 random people, and they keep that going, it'll make the world a better place. It was. Actually, I want to show my son that movie, but just you showing me love when it's my time to reciprocate that same energy, I ain't gonna have no choice but to do it for the next person coming up. Or if I can show somebody some love and just give them some knowledge on whatever it is that they're trying to do. Now, situations where you show me love, I have to reciprocate that energy back when the opportunity presents itself. So, once again, thank you, man.
No problem, brother. No problem. I think also, before we move on to a different topic, I think for me that's important. When I see somebody that looks like me doing something good, I want to get involved. I don't care. I don't have to know you. I don't care. I don't have to be friends with you, nothing. But I have to. I feel like I have to get involved. So many other communities and cultures stick with their people so much more, and we have a bad problem of hating on each other, or being like, oh, this do this, this do that.
So unfortunately, we have to change that cycle.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, that is so true. What are you saying,
it's,
man? Like,
you know, when it's not like that in other cultures. Imagine if
every neighborhood had somebody that thought like that, or just showed the love that the world would be a better place, man. Excuse my language.
Trying to build this, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
And even y'all can't see, but he got his son here off camera, where you gonna see him in a little while. But for him to bring him here, I like that, because he's showing a young man, he's giving him a blueprint and being like, look, this is how you conduct yourself, this is how you do stuff.
Yeah, on our way here, we were having like mock interviews, like, make sure you speak when you're spoken to. One day you might be doing this, or one day we might could use the brand as a stepping stone and do whatever it might open up a door for him in the future. You know what I mean? So
yeah, absolutely.
I just want him to just get.
Listen, I'm the same way. Every time I go places to speak, I go to schools. I take my son. I've been taking my son with me since he was 3 years old. He don't have no idea what's going on really, but I just feel like if I bring him up in that type of environment and seeing his father make moves and doing something positive, it's bound to rub off. You know, the same way we keep bad memories, I might have bad memories, you might have bad memories as a child. The same way we keep them good memories. We'll be like, damn, I remember my dad used to do this. And it might not click till 10 years, 15 years later, but it'll click. You know, it'll definitely click. Where you from, brother?
I'm from East New York, Brooklyn.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how long have you been out here in PA?
I've been out here in PA 10, 11 years now. Came out here when I was like 21. I'm 31 now, so 10 years. And it's one of the best moves I ever made in my life, honestly. Came out here with the mother of my kids, my fiance. We had our first son, and the rest is history. Came out here, I feel like it was just a lot more opportunity out here, you know? And
how did y'all find Sunbury though?
Actually, she had family that lived in Sunbury. And I'm not even gonna, I was running around New York, you know, just running around young at the time, running 100 miles an hour, and I just felt like this was one of the best moves for me at the time. And it was. I had my kids. I came out here and I'm a business owner now. I just got the Meiirzani registered. Our DBA is Meiirzani, but with the Meiirzani company. So yeah, man. PA's like, sometimes when I go back to Brooklyn, I feel like I'm ready to come back home to PA. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, I'm from Brooklyn. Came out here. I've been out here for like 10 years.
So more about the brand. Where you see yourself going? What you doing right now?
To be honest,
I seen you just did the River Fest.
yeah, we just did the Sunbury River Fest. We only had
on TV.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Shouts to my son for that. We seen the cameraman running by.
Yeah.
He said, "Jameer, run down on him. Let him know what we're doing over here."
Come over here.
He was eating at the time. Put his food. He ran right. He came back. He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Man, I'm proud of you." I was so proud of him for doing that. But
that's nice.
The Sunbury River Fest only had 1 day preparation. That was our first pop-up shop or whatever. There was a lot of locals that came and supported. I want to thank you guys. And where I see us in the future, it doesn't really, it matters, but it doesn't. I don't care if we're like the next Kosh Bagash or Fubo, we could, whatever. You know, I just want my kids to own something. I just want them to own something before my time is up.
Yeah.
And that's so important to me because a couple months ago, I went to my grave. I lost my dad at a young age. I see my grandmoms, and unfortunately, it's a messed up situation. Well, it's not really. It's my story, but my dad passed away when I was young. I go to my grandmother's house. My grandmother says, "Your dad has some stuff in his closet." I look in it. There was nothing in it. It was some of his personal thing, but I'm like, damn, like that's what he left me after he died. So after that, I'm like, I have to own something, and I have to make sure that my kids don't go through a situation like that. Before it's my time to clock out. So
absolutely, I definitely relate to that. Where I feel like I think our job as parents and as leaders of our homes and our families is to leave our children in way better position than us and hope they never have to experience the stuff that we had to experience. But at the same time, it's a fine line because I want my kids to be the best they could be, and my kids are extremely fortunate. They're never gonna have to go through some of the stuff I went through, but I don't want them to be spoiled. You know what I mean? I don't ever want my kids to be like a little brat or something, or just because they have new sneakers and nice clothes to ever try to flaunt that in anybody's face.
Because you want to provide everything. You still provide everything, but just in a way that they're not spoiled about it. It's a little bit of a fine line. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'm actually going through something like that. Like my daughter, Meiirzani, she's the best thing that happened to us. Us three, me, Jameer, and his mom. And it's hard not to spoil you, my first daughter.
Exactly,
it's like, oh my God, she's 4 going on 24. And I tell her no to anything, she'll just catch a fit. But coming, like our upbringings weren't the best. Me personally wasn't the best. So if I can give her the world, if I could gift wrap the globe and give her the world, I am. You know what I'm saying? But it's hard not.
Yeah, it's especially with the girls.
Yeah, man.
With the girl, for me, my sons.
You have 3 girls, right?
Yeah, so it's hard, man. With the girls, the boys, I could be a little rougher with and be like, yo, no. But the girls, it's hard, man. It's hard not to spoil a beautiful little girl. Right. You know, that she knows she got your heart on a string from a very early age. They realize that. You know, it's hard. And you'll see. Watch when your daughter gets a little older.
She's still getting a little personality right now.
How old is she?
She's about to be 3 months.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You'll see.
It's nice. It's my son that's really crazy right now. Yeah. He's about to be 2. Yeah, life is good. It changed when I had a kid. It changed my perspective on life.
Right.
Totally. That's when I started being at a job that was paying me, you know, to shut up, and it was paying on my bills, and I was living good, but I was not happy at all. You know what I mean? Yeah. Not happy at all.
There's this saying, as a man raises a child, the child helps raise a man. And ever since I had him, it's like I matured so much.
Exactly.
Man. It's like, so man, I'm thankful, man, for everything, man. Especially the kids, man. You know what I mean?
It's a good life. It's a good life. This dude was complaining the other day of everybody in his room, you know what I mean, bothering him and shit like that. But I'm like, yo, that's what you do everything for, is to have those moments, you know what I mean? Is to have those moments where everybody's in your room, dogs included, all the kids, and everybody's just having a conversation, you know what I mean? Everybody's gonna remember that for a long time, you know what I mean?
Because I damn sure missed times like that when I was younger with my, parents and siblings, shit. Yeah, I definitely miss moments like that. So.
Well, we're changing the cycle right there too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think it's good. And it's so much more important also that we do it as brothers of color. You know what I mean? To prove that, because there's a lot of misconceptions and some of them are rightfully so. Some of them are a little justified, but we could be hell of a parents. We could be good fathers. We could be good role models.
Great leaders in our community.
Absolutely, 100%. We could do that. It doesn't. The way we look has no bearings on the way we care for our family, provide, protect. And look out for the younger generation.
I mentioned something like that to a few people at the Sunbury Fest that came and supported. I'm like, next year I want to see a lot more people that's from this community out here just doing something positive. Whether it's even if you're selling food or clothes, whatever. I just want to see more of our people in this community
start something up.
Right?
Just start. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So and I'm not even gonna lie. I got a lot of calls, like text messages after, like, yo, you inspired me to. It was amazing, man. It was amazing.
See, and that's we have to be the change we want to see. That's a Martin Luther King quote, that we have to be the change that we want to see in the world. And it's the truth, because I the same way you get those texts and those calls and people telling you, damn, you inspire me, that's going to make it a little bit easier for the next person to do it. A lot of times, it's our own perception of what we think people are going to say. They're going to be like, oh, Frank, he looking like a nut, or he doing this, or he doing that, you know what I'm saying? But when we not worried about that, and we just do whatever we want to do and make ourselves happy, and we're not hurting nobody in the process, it's all right. It's all right.
That was a setback of mine, like caring about what other people thought, and that, like, another thing, not all advice is good advice.
Yeah.
I had somebody tell me before I even started up, like, yo, this isn't gonna work for you around here. I'm like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
A couple months later, that same person is doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Because I guess he's seen. Like, yo, it is a little capital out here. It depends on how hard you go, but
he's trying to project his negativity on you. You know what I mean? And
his insecurities, I think it is.
Right.
And you broke it for yourself and for him. Now he's like, oh, I want to be like him.
Not even be like, just because that person, honestly, there's plenty of things that person done, and he inspired me to do things. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing. If I can't inspire, like, if you're around me and I can't inspire, like, you have no reason being around me.
100%.
And it's vice versa. Like, if I can't learn from you, or, like, what am I doing around you?
You dead space.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, and I've been on that so heavy lately, and me and my wife be having these conversations. She's like, yo, you just can't cut people out of your life. I said, absolutely.
He does it quick. He does it quick.
I don't have no problem. I have no problem, because 9 times out of 10, if I get rid of somebody out of my life, they opened the door. I just pushed them out. I just helped them out.
Sometimes it's sad to see, but it needs to happen.
It definitely needs to happen, man.
And especially, I believe that the older we get, the less time we got. So we have to be extremely cautious and tentative about who we give our time to, who we give our energy to. You know what I'm saying? It's important.
Like the last job I had, I just felt like I never had 2 days I never had the weekends off, working like 10 hours a day. And I was getting a t-shirt thing, it just started up, and I'm like, I can't find time to, like, spend time with the family and focus on the home business, so I sacrificed the job. Like, listen, I can always, not always, but I don't have my record is fine, so if there's a job that I really want,
you could always find a job.
But I can't always, like, we got the wheels turning at one point, so I'm like, I cannot stop this movement from moving. So
you got to strike while it's hot.
I sacrificed my job, and I just focused. This is where I'm at right now.
Listen, and my biggest thing is, You want to take the island, burn the boats. Burn the boats. You want to take the island, burn the boats. So you have no way. Yeah, you can't fucking retreat.
True, yeah.
You want to take the island, burn the boat. So you have to. You have to make it work. And that's huge. And for other people, my hearing you say, damn, he quit his job, you know, or people in your life even.
Right.
People that might have been close, you'd be like, damn, he tripping, he quitting his job.
Yeah.
But they don't realize, they don't see your vision. And it's all right because it's your vision.
Right.
But they don't see that. And I love that.
A lot of people, well, I wasn't in a position to just quit my job. I'm just lucky enough to have a great support system.
Yeah.
And that support system happens to be the mother of my kids. I explained to her, like, man, we got something going, let's just build this for the future of our kids. And at first she was like, you're crazy, like we have all these bills, like but after a while she just accepted the vision, and the rest is history. But yeah, man, a lot of people aren't in a position where they can just quit a decent paying job like that and focus on another
dream and a career. Yeah.
But
and that's something.
I'm just lucky to have a great support system.
That's what I wanted to touch on too. I've always felt that us as men, we could get to here by ourselves. We got a good woman by our side. The sky's the limit, man.
Yeah.
Sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. When we got a woman by our side that holds us down. And listen, when you were saying at first how she said we got all these bills. Listen, there's been plenty of time where I went to my wife with stuff and she's like, I don't know. Yeah. But then I show and prove and she'd be like, all right, fuck it. So then next time when I come with the next idea, she'd be like, all right.
As much second guess.
Yeah, she'd be like, I know you figure it out. I know you'll make it work. So we gonna make it happen. I know you're gonna make it happen. You know, and that's so important and imperative is to have the right type of woman by your side, man. Listen, because for me, coming and starting my barbershop, when I first opened my barbershop, I couldn't have done that if I didn't know that my house was being taken care of. You know, I couldn't go and do different things that I do if I didn't know, okay, my house is being taken care of. I don't want to have to worry about what my wife's doing. I don't have to worry about that stuff. That stuff gives you a strong peace of mind.
It's good having that nice partner in life.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Where when you're just a little bit down, she shows you that positivity. You know what I mean? Showing that positivity means the most.
And there's times she might say something that I don't want to hear, but I'll have to hear it.
But it's what you needed.
Exactly. And there's plenty of times where I might have been slipping and she'll pick me right back up. Like, come on, get your shit together, man. You know what I mean? But I'm just thankful to have a support system that believes in me and the vision. And at the end of the day, I'm doing this for us. I mean, we're securing this for our family.
Yep.
So.
And for me, I also think of that too as double-sided. For me, every single customer I have that comes into my shop, everybody that has shared a post, liked the post, anything, any type of support that I've done, I feel like they're investing in me. So I have to give them a return on their investment. Their return on the investment doesn't have to be financial. It just has to be doing the best that I could do. If they took the time to tell one of their homies, yo, Frank is doing this or Frank is doing that, I feel like it's only right that I would give them a return on their investment, and it's to not make them out to be a liar. You know what I mean? If they say, oh, Frank got something good going, and then I go to jail again, motherfucker be like, damn, I thought you said Frank had something good doing. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like we got to give them a return on their investment. And the return, like I said, doesn't have to be financial. It just has to be being the best version of us that we could be. And for our wives, we have to show them, we have to hold them down the same way they hold us down. You know, because at the end of the day, they're the ones that's going to be there. God forbid, if the whole world falls down, you know she gonna be there to help pick you up and dust you off and be like, let's go. You know?
Shout out Erica.
So now I gotta shout out my wife. Thanks a lot, nigga. Yeah, right?
I did it first though.
Yeah, we gonna edit that out though.
As far as the brand, like what was the first obstacle that you seen come your way? You know what I mean?
Like I said, just
building, you know, with your equipment and your t-shirts. You know what I mean?
Like, to be honest, I have so much to learn. There's so much equipment, like there's different levels of this fashion thing. But when I first I bought it from this kid I know. He was doing this thing in the town as well. He was going through some things, And I feel like that was an opportunity for me, try to help him out. Like, yo, what are you doing with this? Like, he really wasn't doing nothing with it at the time. He was focused on music. I'm like, let me just buy it off you and see what happens. And the rest is history. Like I told you before, with the brand, the main obstacle is just having people believe in you.
Yeah.
Just having people believe in the brand. And you gotta be creative, man. You gotta have nice products, you know what I'm saying? I know a few people that are doing what I'm doing, and I don't know, man. There's still obstacles that I'm gonna have to overcome, you know what I'm saying? This is just the beginning, so the main one, I just felt like having people believe in me.
So what type of advice would you give to a 17-year-old kid who might be watching this and has dreams of starting his own clothing line or something? What would be some key advice that you would give to him?
Stay creative. What might be fly to you, or what you might think is nice, might not be. The other person might not feel that way, but fuck what they think. You know what I mean? Just if you have a vision, just stick to that vision, man. Don't let nobody stop you. No, I mean, it's rough. I'm still going. I ain't gonna lie. A couple weeks ago, I was like, yo, I'm ready to give this up. Like, I'm not really seeing that much money off. Just don't give up, man. No matter what you go through. And it don't gotta be with fashion. It could be music. It could be you could be a up and coming barber. You know what I mean? Just if you believe in something, if you believe in yourself, just go hard, man. Because nobody will do for you like you do for yourself.
Exactly.
Nobody will never do for you like you do for yourself. So just go hard, man. Stay creative. That's the advice I got.
I definitely think that there's something, like, we put that hard work in, the results will come. It's bound to happen. You practice at anything, you're gonna get better. You're gonna get better. You're gonna grow. With staying open-minded and humble, that stuff is gonna happen. It's gonna grow. It's just when the time is right. Timing. I believe is extremely critical, and not only the timing. Like, let's say if I want to open up a restaurant, not only the timing of that, but the time I put in and invest into it too. That for me, I always wanted everything right away. I had a microwave mentality. I thought I'm gonna bust my doors open, make $1 million, and I realized stuff doesn't work like that. That it takes time to grow. It takes time, like anything, and it also makes me appreciate everything a little bit more. Because I have that time invested and have that energy invested and that sacrifice invested. And that's something that I see with you, that from social media, how just this morning I was scrolling through social media, and I see how at first your designs it seemed like it catered to one audience, and then you went to the kids, and then you went to tie-dye and the bleach stuff, and I was like, this is versatile. So it's nice to see, because that comes with growth.
Right. I'm still learning. We're still learning. There's so much stuff I can still learn from this industry. At first, I just wanted it to be a kids brand. I wanted the kids to just focus on, like the other day, my son came up with this idea, Storm Area 51 shirt, and I'm like, that's a great idea. A lot of kids his age are, into things like that, Fortnite.
Yeah.
So I was just focused on like kid stuff, but after a while, I started putting things together for myself, and you were the first one that purchased the, I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna expand it. It's like whoever feels like I have a nice idea and they inquire about it, I'm selling it to you. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna try to put the brand out there as much as I can. And hopefully, if things go how I plan them to go, it ain't just gonna be apparel. I want Meiirzani to be a goddamn enterprise. If I can, I'm gonna focus on music. Meiirzani, man, just get used to the name. Get used to the name.
What's your handles on Instagram, man?
Instagram, THE_Meiirzani_family. Follow us on Instagram. at Meiirzani. That's the Meiirzani.
And I'll link everything down below. I'm gonna put it on the screen right here as he's saying it. So y'all click the link.
Yeah, Snapchat.
It goes straight to his
Facebook. We have
socials.
Facebook. Cy Young's on Facebook. Yeah, just look up Meiirzani. Just Google us. We're on Google now. So.
How dope is that, right?
Yeah.
We'll Google you.
Google me.
Listen, and you know what's crazy is I was having this conversation with him a couple months ago about Google, where I remember I used to Google my name before, and it would be Major League Baseball stars. There's baseball stars that have the same name. Now when I Google my name, I come up. I go to Google Images, I come up. So it's a dope progression. Yeah. And I love how you just said, I want to do other things. I want to do other things. For me, I feel like every morning when I wake up, I feel like I'm Pinky in the Brain. I wake up in the morning, I'm brushing my teeth in the mirror. I said, I want to take this world over.
Yeah, right.
Pinky in the Brain, they always ask each other, what you want to do? Take over the world.
Yo, Francisco Rodriguez is a good baseball player too. He was an all-star. He was good.
Are you kidding me though?
You know what I mean?
This motherfucker,
you took him over though.
Yeah,
you see that you took him over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you said a Major League Baseball player, that's the first thing I thought of.
He's tripping.
Yeah.
What we fucking talking about? All right. Anyway, this him with his sports mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the way I feel. Every morning I feel like I want to take over the world. And motherfucker, I remember when I was younger and people used to be like, people would worship and idolize athletes, musicians. I'd be like, man, they're just fucking normal people. I said, if I want to do that, I could do that. And people used to look at me and be like, this motherfucker arrogant, you know, and stuff like that. But it wasn't that. It was just my self-belief in myself is, that I could do anything but grow 7 feet tall. That's the only thing I can't do in life. I'm done growing, but besides that, I could do anything I want. And I try to instill that in my children and instill that with anybody I'm around to be like, yo, if you work hard at something and if you really want to do something, we can achieve it. We can achieve. There's nothing we can't do. And that type of shit is contagious too.
Yeah.
You get around somebody with that type of energy and that type of outlook on life, and that shit becomes contagious.
Yeah, man, there's a few local business owners or entrepreneurs like yourself. Like I see certain things that you do for like the community. You know what I mean? That shit just excuse my language. It just inspires just motivation to be a better person. You know what I mean? And that shit is contagious. It very is. It is.
And I also love that we could look at each other and look to each other for motivation and inspiration. You know what I mean?
Right.
Sometimes if I know it happens to myself where sometimes, just like you said last month, that you was like, oh, maybe this ain't gonna work, you know, where I have that, I'll be like, man, I'm tired, I'm doing this and this and this, but I'm not seeing the results as fast as I want to. And then I'll be scrolling through and I might see you post some new clothes or something. I'll be like, oh shit, I can't stop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can't stop.
You gotta keep on.
Yeah.
And being consistent is the key.
Yeah, consistency is definitely the key. Man.
Yes, I think consistency is way more important than fucking talent. You know, hard work will beat out talent every single day of the week. Every day of the week. That sacrifice and that dedication is key. We always do some current events while we're in here. They don't be normal current events. We like finding some wild ass news. We talk about it. Something I want to talk about was, all right, so in the city we live in, there was I think there was 3 individuals from South America. This is what I want.
This is crazy.
Yeah, so they were shooting in the house. I don't know exactly what happened. Long story short, the cops came.
You heard about it?
Where was this?
In
Sunbury.
On 10th Street.
You know it's crazy? I don't even want to get. Well, somebody I know got arrested behind. He didn't have nothing to do with it. It was just you fit the description that way. He got arrested behind that. But you know, I heard about it, but I didn't believe it.
Yeah, it was.
I heard something about a shooting.
A shot was fired,
right?
And then everybody was looking for wherever they fired the shot. Then they pinned it down to one house or some shit like that.
Yeah, they went in there and found it was 3.
They told one person to come out. He came out.
Yeah.
And then the other people were just staying in the house.
Yeah,
they didn't want to
wasn't
come out.
coming out.
And then after a couple hours, they came out.
They were either from Central or South America.
What?
I don't want to generalize and be like they was Mexican because of the names or anything like that. But everybody yesterday hopped on the motherfucking social media and was like, these illegals.
That's sad,
you know, they was slandering the shit out of them. So I commented back and I said, damn, just imagine if each and every person that hopped on this daily item the news,
Did anybody
Facebook
die?
page. No, nobody was injured.
What about the shooting in Texas?
Exactly.
Right? Like that happens
Exactly.
a lot more
Yes.
often. Like
No,
I don't know, I came out here.
100%.
I came out. One thing about this community that we're in right now, the drugs are horrible.
Yeah.
That's a mate, and you know.
Yep.
Everybody knows that. But when I came out here, other than that, like it's not too many violent crimes out here.
We're
Not
very
too many
fortunate.
Right.
Yeah.
Stabbing. Some situations like that, people in this area, they just find an opportunity to just slander whoever or
To bash
point
you.
their finger at a
Exactly.
group of people, but that's not.
But it's only when it's convenient and fits their rhetoric. And I told him, I said, imagine if everybody that hopped on here just put that same energy into bettering your community or bettering your neighborhood or, you know, something like that. Because, listen, something that I see, I don't care where you're from, I don't care you white, you black. If you break the law, you're breaking the law. It doesn't matter if you're illegal, if you're legal, that shit doesn't matter, you know. So for us to point that shit out is, I think it's sad, in my opinion. And it's just my opinion. I think it's sad.
It's just unfortunate.
Yeah.
Like that's one thing that really like bothers me. Just people. You know, I don't really like speaking on this conversation, like the racism or people. Like that's a tough conversation to have with certain people, you know. But it's just unfortunate that people still have a mentality from the 60s, 70s, I mean, maybe further back then, but you know, it is what it is, man.
It's that covert and overt racism where, for me, I feel like a situation like that, they could chime in and throw their 2 cents in. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
and I listen.
About social media, though.
Something about me, and I never comment on that type of stuff because I have my views and my opinions, and I feel strongly about them.
Yeah, me neither.
And I'll tend to. Somebody will say something I don't like, and right away I want to tell them suck my dick, you know, and excuse my language, and get all crazy. So I don't even engage in those type of debates. But something I realized, and I know you'll be able to contest to this too, is that growing up out here, all the people that I seen that was extremely racist when I was younger, they all got mixed grandchildren right now. So I feel like, right? Listen. Absolutely. I feel like that's God being like, here, you want to look down on other people? We're going to give you somebody. You're going to fall in love with them. And they're going to be your world. But it's going to be the same people you used to ridicule and hate on before. You know? And I felt like throwing that in the comments. But I said, damn, that might set something off. You know? Yeah, but that's the way I'm. Listen, growing up, I came out here when I was young. So I've been out here on and off for a long time.
There was hardly anybody out here.
Yeah, and the people were extreme. They was racist, and it wasn't behind closed doors. You know, we used to be fighting all the time with the people that felt like that. And now the majority of them, they all got mixed grandchildren. And I'd be like, that's karma like a motherfucker. You know, that's God's way of being like, here, you want to judge somebody? I'm gonna put you in their shoes. So maybe it's not so quick to judge no more.
And that's hopefully one day. I think the only way us as human beings will overcome like racism is if like we get attacked by aliens, right?
Oh, then everybody's cool. Let's be cool now, right?
It's somebody else to hate.
Right.
That's all
we
it
need
is.
something like that to happen for us to unite as people.
Yeah.
But if you blatantly like racist and don't like me just because the way I look, you know what you could do. Just suck it easy. You know what I mean? But other than that,
still nowadays there's no room for that.
Yeah, man.
No room for that.
And me personally, I used to have, and I tell people this without even no shame or nothing. I used to hate white people. I used to hate white people because every single time I had interaction with a white person, I ended up in the penitentiary for 5 years, or I ended up being accused of stuff that I didn't do. So I ended up, it was just negative interactions. And I just got over this within the last couple years, where I came home from penitentiary in 2015, and within about a year after that, I started meeting people that they were white guys, and I seen that they genuinely, it didn't have to do about nothing. They just genuinely cared about me and wanted to see the best of me. And I said, damn. And I started to realize what I already knew, that everybody's not the same, and I can't group people. But I just started getting over that stuff, you know. And that's, I'm 38 years old, and I just started getting over that stuff within the past 3 years. So I get it, you know, but it's like you said, you know, we all bleed the same. We all the same type of people. There's good and bad in every single race, color, creed, religion. You know, imagine if we just all got along. Now my life is 10 times better because I'm driving. I see a white guy. I don't look at him like this motherfucker think he better than me, or you know, I don't look at him like that. Shit used to ruin my days. I used to be somewhere and a white guy might walk in front of me. I'd be like, damn, what do you think, he's white? So you don't have to say excuse me. You know, I used to be on that type of time. Now that stuff doesn't. I'll be like, he in a rush. You know, that stuff doesn't bother me like it used to. So I think people like that. They have a certain level of being miserable within their own skin, and not comfortable within their own skin.
At one of the old jobs, the last job that I worked at, I used to think everybody at the job was racist. Like just because the way how they treated certain people. And one day I sat down and I spoke to an older gentleman. He was like, I come here unhappy every day. I've been here for like 10 plus years. And he said, you guys come here, you guys make the same amount of money that I've been, and I only worked at the job a year and a half. We were both making top rate. He was like, I'm not racist. I'm just unhappy with the situation. So that's another reason why I'm like, man, I can't be like one of these old grumpy men working somewhere I'm unhappy and people think, damn, he doesn't like me just because, you know what I mean? I used to think a lot of people didn't like me just because of the way they, but it's a part of maturing.
Yeah.
I used to care about what people thought about me. Now I don't care what anybody thinks about me. Just give me respect. That's all that, I mean? Just give me the respect. And you gotta give it to get it, so.
And I think the key word you says there is maturing. Because even though I might have been 35 or 36, I might have been mature in the sense of holding my own business and doing stuff like that, but I was still holding resentments for stuff that happened when I was a kid, you know what I'm saying, or when I was younger, or wondering why the police locking me up when I'm breaking the motherfucking law, you know what I mean?
I'm not, when growing up,
I think that's a good point.
Yeah, I held a lot of resentment against cops growing up. I hated the cops. I seen my dad get murdered by a cop in front of me. As I got older, my son tells me, like, I'm thinking about being a cop, and he doesn't know, like the history. And it's crazy I'm mentioning this now, and he's in his phone. He didn't even hear what I said, but I looked at it in a totally different light. Like, I can't tell him no, I don't, just because of what I've been through. So I think just maturing and just looking at things different, you know what I'm saying, is just to help you not give a F with other people, what you might think other people think of you, or, you know what I mean, you was talking about resentment, like you resent certain people because of the experience that you've been through, but part of maturing, I don't know, man. World is, life is tricky, bro. Like, life is very tricky. Yeah. I don't know. You were talking about resentment, like, just the experiences that you've been through, like, you resented a certain kind of people because of experiences, but you maturing, and I mean, it's like, I don't give a fuck what you think about me. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, man.
Yeah.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, you see, like I was dancing, like I stumbled a little bit.
Do what you want to do, make yourself happy, make your family happy, you know what I mean? That's all that counts. Make sure your partnership is tight.
And it's crazy because kids will make you see things from a whole
different,
my kids, both of my sons told me they want to be cops. The first time my first son said it, I was like, no. And my wife had to pull my coat. She's like, yo, you can't tell him that. Because, and I said, you know what, I'm right, because if I do that, I'm already going to condition him to see the world a different way, where he don't have to see that world that way.
Exactly. Like
you don't have to see the world
you're
that way.
You're conditioning his brain to not like a certain kind of people, and that's what a lot of, not to bring that topic, but a lot of racist people. That's racism is taught to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, absolutely.
Like, it ain't nothing like.
Yes, it's a learned behavior.
So, like you said, wifey had a good point. Like, you can't just train him to think a certain way. Like, oh, cops are bad.
Yeah.
So when my son brought that up, I'm like, you know what? I would support you if that's something that you really want to do. It is what it is. Even though I had the experience and I was.
And I think that's the beauty of going back to maturity and being a family man and a father, is that we're able to look at things a little differently. Maybe not for ourselves, but for our children. You know, I'm able to look at things a little differently now. Like I said, I don't see white people and look at them any negative way. I don't 100% now. I don't really see color. You know, that stuff doesn't really affect my day like that, like it used to.
I haven't been like that. Like if I feel like a certain energy that you're putting out towards me, then yeah. Like just the other day I had a situation. I'm in the store with my daughter and the person at Sunoco was just very disrespectful. Like you could tell, like I don't know, it's just the energy that they. And I said something, you know what I mean. But as soon as I said it, I'm like, damn, I felt bad. You know what I'm saying? I felt bad. It wasn't nothing too disrespectful, but it was just ignorant, and I just caught myself like, damn. I was just saying how I'm matured, and I just caught myself. Like, but you know, so I don't know. Man.
Who doesn't have those moments though?
Yeah.
We all have those moments. You know, we all have those moments, and I think it's good that we do have those moments because they put us in check. For me, I don't mind taking a couple steps back so I can look at myself. You know, I stumble and that stuff. Listen, a couple months ago, I was driving up. Me, my wife, and my son was driving, coming back from the mall, and ended up getting into a road rage situation. I had a dude take a big ass truck and slam that shit into me and my wife's car. I blocked the highway off with her minivan, get out, and knock the dude out. And it took for me, for that situation to happen, the police came and everything, and I see the dude on the floor, and I said, oh my God, I said, I'm going back to the penitentiary.
Yeah.
But it took that situation to happen to say, all right, there were steps leading up to that I could have avoided.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There was stuff that leaded up to the situation way before he took his truck and crashed into my van. There was stuff leading up to that I could avoid, and it just helped me to look at the perspective and be like, okay, I've grown, I've matured, I've changed, but there's still certain stuff that I need to work on.
I mean,
I'm still a work in progress,
Yeah.
and it's all right. I don't think there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah,
Man.
sometimes certain things can't be avoided. God forbid, that situation could have been a lot worse.
Exactly, and that was a situation where that was a situation where I was like, well, this is what it is.
He's
You
lucky.
know?
Yeah, he's just lucky. Just
And he even said it himself. When we had to go to court and everything, and the brother, one thing I respected about him, he was like, I felt like I deserved it. He said, I shouldn't have crashed into that man's car. They had children in the car. I deserve it. I don't even want to be here.
I salute him for that.
And I told him, I said, thank you. After the situation, I shook his hand and said, just for what you said, I have a different respect for you. You know, so I think it's just something to show us that we're all work in progress. You know, we're all a work in progress, each and every one of us. So when I messaged them yesterday about coming to the podcast and setting everything up, I told them to bring some stuff so we could check out, so y'all can see. Like I said, I'm gonna link everything, all his social media accounts. I'm gonna link below. So hit him. He does custom orders. He does. You'll see. You go to his page and you'll see the variety of stuff he has there. So we're gonna bring some of his stuff over so he can check it out.
Little man.
Yeah. Come on, young man. Come on.
Good luck, man. Sit right here. Take my spot right quick.
There you go.
How you doing?
Good.
Introduce yourself.
I'm the manager. What's up?
You about to go to school tomorrow or what?
Yeah.
What grade you going into?
Fourth.
Collar though, bro.
Fourth grade?
You out here with the
Yeah.
University collar. Yo, this is the Meiirzani. That's the main logo.
So y'all can see.
These are
And these are nice hoodies too. This isn't
Oh, that is
cheap quality hoodie. This is a heavy hoodie. You can tell even by the drawstrings, it's nice and thick. This is nice quality hoodie right here. This ain't cheap hoodie.
See that next one.
These are our Children of War hoodies. You might see a few.
Oh yeah, I've
people
seen that. I've seen that.
Yeah.
I like that.
We gotta get that on camera too.
Children of War. Here's another one. For the future, I tried to brush some things.
That was nice.
Yeah, this is a nice one.
See this
I
one?
like the color.
You got different colors in there, different textures.
And then
I like
brought
that.
Yeah.
A few other designs that we worked on for the kids. I wish I'd have brought more, but those are the regular Meiirzani logos.
Look at that.
Little
I don't know
collar.
if y'all can pick it up, but it's textured. It's got nice glitter on there.
These
Nice
are
polo.
Basics for the kids, toddlers, things like that. But
Let me see that. This
really-
is a couple different colors. Meiirzani, the logo on the front. You got the black, he got the navy. He could do them in all colors. Any color y'all want, he could do it in.
Tie-dye.
Tie-dye. Now, let me ask you something, young brother. How does it make you feel seeing what your dad's doing?
It makes me feel good, because maybe one day I might get to do the business too. You know?
But we see you already been helping out.
Yeah.
You went and got the news reporter, you know what I mean?
the
Yeah.
news reporter, he
Yeah,
helps
yeah,
with
yeah.
ideas. How you feel?
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
He's part of the research and development.
That's a
Yeah,
fact.
you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
And
That's a
especially
fact.
it's good too because he knows what kids like.
No, the other
You know.
day he asked me for a memo pad. He said he wants Adobe, some kind of Adobe, something like. I said, you know what? He's about to be my graphic designer.
Yeah,
I might just,
you might as well learn it
and
now.
just keep it in the family, you know,
Yeah.
things like that. I'm gonna teach him. You know, we're still learning, man. So, you know, one day this might be a stepping stone for the next big thing. It might be a stepping. We might build enough money to provide for their college tuition. You know what I mean,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I don't know. We're just trying something new.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's
I wanna
exactly
show-
what's gonna
yeah,
happen.
Like
That's exactly what's gonna happen.
like it's nothing to. Same thing I'm doing with the shirts. We could be doing that. Not we, as in the fan, but me personally. I could have did something negative with this. You know what I
Yes.
mean? I just want to change the cycle and just show him and my daughter like
Hold on,
we
see
can
that
make
though, let me see
anything.
that.
Oh,
You
I ain't
hold it
gonna
down
do this
on it.
'cause
I know,
of the tag
come on.
on it, but that joint right there. That's something for the ladies. That's another design that we probably worked on, but that we just worked on. But yeah, man, we're
My
still
girl
learning.
like that.
Yeah.
We're still learning. You know what I mean? Still learning.
Still
Still growing.
That's all it is though. That's what it's about. We go through life and we learn. The second we think we stop learning and we don't have no need to learn, we in trouble. You know, that's when we in trouble. So what type of stuff you like to do, young man?
Usually play my game or on my phone most of the time.
He's just
Right? That's the way my kids are too.
8, 9-year-old man.
Yeah. I like how your dad was saying that you ran and got the cameraman.
Yeah.
That's good. Because that already shows that you're taking that initiative.
Right.
Some kids, you can't tell them to do that.
I explained that to. I was so
some kids
shy
be like,
growing
no,
up.
I'm not doing it. I'm embarrassed.
Me personally, at his age, I never did nothing like
Yeah.
that.
Mhm.
And he was like, all right, that's one thing like I love about him. You know what I mean? If I tell him to do something, not only because I'm his dad, you know what I mean? He
Yeah.
just does it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because he believes in me.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And I'm
And that's
just
what it
glad
is.
that we have that.
See,
bond.
but the thing is, too, is you give them something to believe in. You see what I'm saying? Because I don't believe people follow somebody that isn't worthy of being followed in their mind. It doesn't have to be in our mind, but you give him something to believe in. You know what I'm saying? You his dad. He see you up and down. He see you whatever it is. You his dad. You his hero. So
And he knows you ain't
see
gonna
that.
set him up for failure. You know
Exactly.
what I mean?
He might not be able to understand what you telling him, yo, do this, do that, but he's gonna do it.
Yeah.
He's gonna do it because he trusts it. Right?
Yeah.
That's good. And what you have here is your father. Some of us grow up without fathers. So to have a
Yeah.
father that loves you, that cares about you, and wants to provide for you, take advantage of it, brother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And make sure you learn and soak up everything from it.
You keep shaking your head up and down. You're just gonna be
Yeah, you see that smile?
Yeah, that's a
nervous.
good one.
It's all right.
Yeah, man.
You take us out. Tell them thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.
Tell them like, subscribe.
Like, subscribe.
Check out your social media.
Check out my social media.
What is it?
Meiirzani.
Tell them follow Inspire Till I Expire podcast.
Follow
Inspire Till I Expire
Inspire until I expire
podcast.
podcast.
And
Hey.
Against the Green Vlogs.
And Against the Green Vlogs.
We'll be there. We'll be there.
There you go. Nothing
Have a
else
good
need to
one.
be said. Thank you for watching. We appreciate it. And
Thank you.
Check
thank
out
you.
the brother's
Thank
stuff.
you for coming.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you for giving me opportunity
Appreciate you.
to prevent my
No problem, brother.
to promote the brand on your
Yeah,
platform.
yeah,
And
yeah.
thank you
No
so
problem.
much.
That's
This is what
We
we're
supposed
supposed
to
doing. You know what I mean?
you know what I'm
Thank
saying.
you, man.
Thank you, brother.
Breaking the
I
cycle.
appreciate that. I